Dave Fearon with Ann Bile. And what led you to be a stay-at-home working mother?
Well, Dave, we had a very rough year one year. I was working at the Grand Rapids Press when both of my daughters were born. And I left the press and started working at RBC Ministries. Now, they were about 2 and 4 at that point. We had decided at that point that we were not going to have any more children because I couldn't work full-time and have any more babies, which was fine. My husband was a couple years behind me in the job market. He had spent some time in the military. He was finishing up Calvin College to be a teacher. Well, teacher jobs are few and far between sometimes here in West Michigan, and they were then. So he was working as a substitute teacher, and which worked out fine. It was going well, the girls were doing fine, it was very nice. Well, then he was offered a nearly full-time teaching job in an area school district. Well, nearly full-time translates into 60 hours a week. So for a whole school year, he and I both worked full-time. Him in a new teaching job and me at RBC Ministries. And it was the worst year of our lives. We were busy, we were stressed, we had little children. It was very difficult. Poor Ray was tired all the time because he was trying to get his teaching all done and be prepared for each class. My oldest daughter was in preschool at that year, and so we were getting her to preschool and getting her home, and it was really a difficult year. And we decided we're not going to live like this, running from thing to thing. It's only going to get busier as the children get older. So when Ray was offered a full-time teaching job after that school year, we made the decision that I would stay home and work from home. It just was so relieving. Not that I didn't like work, I enjoyed what I did, but we chose not to live that fast-paced, stress-filled lifestyle. It just didn't work for us. So when he was offered a full-time teaching job, I turned in my resignation and began a freelance writing career. And then I had a few more babies, so it seemed to be the best thing. So that is why I made that decision to work from home.
What do you enjoy most about working at home?
There's a lot of things that I like. In the world of computers and email, I can still be a professional writer from home. I don't have to be in an office because so much of work is done via email and the computer. Nobody has to see me sitting there in my bathrobe and my grubby clothes. So I like that aspect of things, that I can still be a professional, but also still be home for my kids. They're now 11, 14, 19, and 21. They're sick. I need to get them from school. They have sports obligations. They have all sorts of things that my job allows me to be able to participate in. My husband is a teacher. He's very busy. So one of us is able to do that. So what I can balance and juggle is this idea of being a professional, but also being there for my kids, and I really like that. I can take them to school one day a week if I need to. I can go out there and bring their birthday lunch. So I feel like I have the best of both worlds, this working from home and also being a writer at home and being a mom. So I can do both things.
What are some of the difficulties from working at home?
Well, for one thing, my office is like 15 steps from the kitchen, which means that my office is always open. I never am walking away from work. My kids think I'm obsessed with email. And maybe I am, but I'm also looking for jobs. People have follow-up questions to stories that I've turned in or whatever. So that one of the downsides is that you don't just leave work and come home. You just walk down the hallway to make dinner. Some of the other disadvantages are, it is hard to balance those two things, working and being a mom. Especially in the summers, I have to say, no one can interrupt me. I need to work. I might be doing an interview. I got a kid knocking on the door. One of the other things that goes along with that is constant interruption. You have to work amid chaos. Yes, my youngest two are in school all day, but the college girls are home. There's a lot of interruptions. If it's not kids, it's the dogs. They need to do this or that and go out, or they want to come in. So I just have had to learn to write amid chaos, which is home. The other thing is you have to say no to things that you think you should do, like, say, laundry or cleaning. As my friend Laura Lee says, my tolerance for house disorder is higher than some. And my tolerance for house disorder is indeed higher. Now, I have some friends that have immaculate houses, but that's all they do all day, is clean. That I have to say no to that if I'm going to get any work done. I take advantage of those hours when nobody's home to work. And there are disadvantages to being right down the hall when something happens. I can hear the chaos going on when the kids have friends over or whatever. So there are a lot of disadvantages, but they're small compared to the advantages that I have working from home.